Many thanks for staying with us. For more on our top stories and others, please visit our website. It's channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also watch us on the go on your mobile device. Log on to m.channelstv.com or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have the Eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. The Edo State government has been removing all structures under high-tension electricity lines. The chairman of the State Inter-Ministerial Committee, Mr. Mika Amanuka, explains that compensation will be paid to the owners of the buildings.
This visit by the Edo State Inter-Ministerial Committee on removal of structures under high-tension power lines in the state is to set the tone for the execution of the order as directed by the governor of the state. According to the government, the demolition is meant to safeguard the lives of people working or having property under the electricity cable's right-of-way. But before the removal of the structures, the Inter-Ministerial Committee in charge of the exercise visited one of the areas to sensitize the people.
We are here this morning to draw your attention to the danger of doing business or whatsoever under power line.
In a follow-up exercise, the committee started by demolishing the state-owned Etete Primary School in Mubaha local government area, which was directly under the high-tension lines, and the commissioner explains why.
We have taken down the government school so as to first protect those kids, innocent kids, and their teachers who are supposed to be teaching them for life, for tomorrow.
Some of the owners of buildings under the high-tension cables agree with the committee, but insist that they must be compensated.
The lie they are telling is that they've compensated everybody. Can government pay for anything without document? They should come and provide the document.
Person when you build this house now, my husband is already there. So we not get where we want to go. If before we will come up for this house now, they will give us money. Before we, if they give us money, we should go build house for another place. We not just come up where we want to go.
The chairman of the Inter-Ministerial Committee also highlights other steps needed to be taken in order to make the exercise acceptable to all.
Some of the violators have claimed that they were not compensated. TCN is insisting that they do not go to site except compensations had been duly paid. So we want to bring two of them together, then we will then have a robust conversation and thereafter take an informed decision as to how to move forward.
For now, the government is appealing for support from the affected parties in view of the fact that its actions is in the overall interest of the general public.
The Presidential Committee on Northeast Initiative will begin the reconstruction of rural feeder roads in Bauchi State to ease transportation of agricultural produce to urban centers. The committee identifies the urgent need to do so, especially as it plans to establish farm settlements in the state. A member of the committee, Mr. Gambo Umar, mentioned this while handing over relief materials meant for internally displaced persons to the Bauchi State government.
We want to create farm settlements, demonstrative farm clusters, so that they can add value to whatever they produce. We also want to engage them in building their own accommodation. We want to send their children to school, the fast learning program. We want to also ensure that we train them in entrepreneurship. So quite the few things, these are things that take a lot of planning. First of all, we have to know the statistics, the number of people that we're talking about. We also have to educate them on what to do. So most of the things, you know, there's a long gestation period. It will take a little bit of time before you start seeing the results. But there are quite a few things. Of course, provision of infrastructure. I talked about rural roads, agricultural cluster roads, and other things.
In keeping faith with the federal government's plan for self-sufficiency in rice production by 2018, the Cross River State government has begun a massive investment in rice cultivation in Obalinku local government area. Governor Ben Ayade hinted that rice production will soon be the alternative source of revenue for the state and the country at large.
The Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria says the annual rice production in the country has increased from 5.5 million tons in 2015 to 5.8 million tons in 2017. Consumption rate in the country is now 7.9 million tons, while the production rate has also increased to 5.8 tons per annum. The Cross River State government has provided over 3,000 hectares of land for rice production, which in turn will increase the current rice consumption in the country. Governor Ben Ayade led other members of his cabinet to Obanliku local government area to demonstrate a commitment towards this investment.
You must be a farmer. That is the way to go. Today we are giving everybody an opportunity to have his own oil field by his own backyard, by having his own piece of rice farm. We've already started the Cross River State Microfinance Bank with agro value chain as our core focus. So if you have a piece of land, all you just need to do is to approach the microfinance bank. And let me use this opportunity to once more call on my good friend Gode Mefele that in the last 6 months, our application for the final licensing of the Cross River State Microfinance Bank has been pending in CBN, when indeed we have done the 100 million deposit, which is the minimum requirement for the bank to be licensed. So we have paid, we have done all that we need to do. It is the tone of CBN to issue us the license so that all these timid farmers, you can look at the massive crowd waiting, just celebrating this harvest. Let them also own their piece of land.
The State Commissioner for Agriculture believes the federal government's Anchor Borrowers program has helped the farmers access funds.
We have, first of all, sensitized our people. Now we have close to 15,000 farmers already registered in this program. And last year we have close to 6,000 participating in the wet season rice production under the Anchor Borrowers program. And we also had about 4,000 farmers who were ready for the dry season program, rice production under the Anchor Borrowers program.
This is the first batch of harvest from the Cross River State Rice Farm. The government believes that more farmers will soon key into this initiative, which will ultimately translate into improved rice production in the state and reduced importation from other countries.
Still talking agriculture, but this time in Ogun State, where high-yield cassava production will ensure maximum returns on investment. And that's the reason why the state government has trained farmers across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture in Ogun State, Mr. Stephen Ipiniwa, explained that the initiative will help improve the value chain and earnings of farmers.
We have seen clearly here that they have recorded 5 kg per storm per one ham, which means we have raised it up from the maximum limit of about 30 kg to 50 kg now. This is a fantastic result, and it goes to show that, and I think we have to give it back to our governor, who is helping us, and he has told us once again that he has finished with the road, is now agric, and that is a full demonstration that the state is ready to support agric. I will only appeal to our farmers, because this is exactly a demonstration farm, that they should imbibe the new methodology of planting, and so that they can, with little effort and more gain. That is exactly what we are here to preach to people. So I will enjoy all our farmers to please come over to our ministry. We have a lot of this that's going to be replicated in all over the world.
Still to come on the program, Osun State Primary School teachers insist that a teacher's reward should be on earth. We'll give you details in a moment. Join us again.